Hey, what's up? I got some more lore content for you guys. I have another deck profile to share with you today, which is my Vladimir Scargrounds deck. This deck aims to play units that benefit from taking damage without fully dying. It has a good amount of combat tricks to swing fights in your favor while putting you ahead and leveling Vladimir. It's a mid-range deck that has a lot of power in the mid-game while also being able to deal with aggro and control decks via removal options and Pharaon to close out games. I want to run through my card choices, explain why they're in the deck, and give you the knowledge to pilot the deck yourself. The code for the deck will be in the description below along with the Mobalytics link. Before I get into the deck profile, if you're new, please consider hitting the subscribe button to stay up to date with my content. The road to 5k is on the way and I need all the help I can get, so it'd be awesome if you joined. I also stream on Twitch often, so check me out over there if you're looking for more live gameplay. I've hit rank 1, got top 32 in the Monuments of Power tournament, and I'm very open to answering questions from chat. With that, I hope you enjoy this deck profile. Before I get into it, I want to preface that Vladimir Sedge is actually an okay deck. I have my rank stats here on the screen with this deck in particular. I know it's only 20 games, which is a pretty small sample size, but it's also like good enough to kind of get a grasp on, how strong a deck can potentially be. All of these games were also played in mid to high diamond, and you know what? LP is LP, and Vladimir Sedge definitely gave me that. So let's run through my card choices and explain why they're in here. Alright, so getting into the units, we first start off with Crimson Disciple. Very good unit, 2 mana 2/3. When I survive damage, deal 1 to the enemy nexus. So a lot of the point of the deck is to buff up your cards, make them survive combat, and do ambient damage to them so that they can get their effects off. So Crimson Disciple, while you're doing this, is dealing 1 damage to your opponent each time and whittling them down so that you can find your lethals later. This has really good synergy with Scargrounds, Transfusion, saving her with Troll Chance good, and hitting her with Vladimir during combat is also really good at just dealing a whole bunch of damage. It can add up over time, and she kind of helps you get into lethal ranges early to mid game in order to actually close out. Next we have Ruthless Raider, aggressively statted 2-drop, 2 mana 3/1, so it's a fearsome blocker. It's super important. Has Overwhelm, which is super important when considering Sedge's level up condition, and has Tough, which is also super important when you're thinking about the rest of the deck. Transfusion, thinking about Vladimir hitting her, and then she's getting buffed through Scargrounds. This card can get kind of out of control, and Overwhelm really helps swing fights in your favor later on, and also gets in some extra damage along with Disciple so that you can find lethals later. Next we have Transfusion, our first combat trick. Deal 1 to an ally, give 2/2 to another. This is absolutely insane once you already have Scargrounds developed, because then you're giving stuff tough, you're giving stuff attack, you're giving stuff more attack, you're doing effects like Crimson Disciple's damage or Crimson Curator's resource generation. It's just insane for 2. It's probably one of the best combat tricks in the deck, and even in the game if you're able to fully play around it. This can swing fights in your favor so much. Speaking of swinging fights, we have Troll Chant. Troll Chant is also one of the best combat tricks. We only run it at 2 in here, so that we run a total of 5. Don't want to run 3 because it can brick too much. You can open more spells than units and stuff and then not really have any targets. So I like 3 and 2. You can do it the other way around, 3 Chant, 2 Transfusion. This is up to personal preference, but I like this version. So Troll Chant can swing 2 combats in your favor. You can buff an ally HP over here and then reduce an enemy's attack over there, and try to manipulate the fight completely in your favor, and it comes up quite often. Next we have Averrosion Trapper, super awesome 3 mana card. 3 mana 3/3 is just good stats, and then creates a Yeti in the top 3 cards of your deck. Yeti comes down and is just a 1 mana 5/5. It's really good to hit Yeti with combat tricks, get him with Scargrounds, amp him up with attack, give him tough, and he's just like another mid-range threat. Next we have Crimson Curator, another 3 mana 3/3, surviving damage and creating random Crimson units in hand. So he's a resource generator. You can hit him with Transfusion, make him live through combats or whatever to get yourself more Crimson cards, and all of the Crimson cards are honestly good. You got Aristocrat buffing things, you got more copies of Disciple, more copies of Curator, and more copies of Awakener. More on him when I get to him, but because of the low amount of Crimson cards, you're guaranteed to get one of these 4, which are all decent. Alright, next we have Culling Strike, really good removal option. I've talked about Culling Strike numerous times in the past. It hits a lot of champions, hits a lot of problematic units. Super good in the meta, especially right now. Then we have 3 Scorched Earth. Scorched Earth is in here mainly for Plaza and Star Spring. If the meta ever shakes up and those aren't relevant, you can take out Scorched Earth entirely and put in the Unscarred Reaver for your 1-drop so you curve, or you can put in more combat tricks, more units, whatever you really want to do. So this is kind of like a teched in card. It's super meta dependent, and Scorched Earth is really good in this meta, so that's why it's in here. Next we have triple Scargrounds. Oh my god, Scargrounds is actually slept on. I think this card is super sick in this current meta. If scouts are ever relevant, Scargrounds is an instant counter because of MF. So when MF calls an attack on you while you have Scargrounds, her passive, the 1 damage, will automatically apply to all of your units, giving them tough and 1 attack. So yeah, you can kind of see how this gets out of control. I've had games in ranked where the MF even got leveled. Okay, usually that means game's over when you're fighting scouts. No, the MF got leveled and amped up my units with her passive because it shoots 3 times and just let me get out of control, and then I one-shot her the next turn. So, you know, Scarground's really, really sick against scouts. It was also really good against Go Hard right before it got nerfed. I was playing Scargrounds and farming Go Hard pretty well. So, yep, it has super good value. You can just keep amping up your allies using Vlad and such. Once you get Vlad resolved, you get him leveled, you have Scargrounds tough on him and he's attacking. It just kind of feels so one-sided. So yeah, it's pretty easy to play around too. Next we have Bjerg. He's just a good unit. He draws you a card. He can draw you the Yeti sometimes. Mainly though, he draws you your mid-late game conditions, your champions and such, because we only run a select few 5-attack units, so that's why he's in here. Pretty much force draw your Vlad, Sedge, Pharaon, or your Awakener, which, speaking of, we're going to talk about him now. When I'm summoned, deal 1 to all other allies. A lot of people have been sleeping on this card thinking he's like pretty bad. However, he is a 4 mana 5/5. Those are absolutely huge stats. In my opinion, for a 4-drop. 4-drops in Legends of Runeterra are pretty lacking in terms of power. A lot of people, you know, play spells on turn 4 or play like a champion on 4 because that's all they have. So Awakener comes down, beats out pretty much anything, and can even amp your board that you've played. So like, let's say you play a 2-drop on 2, Scargrounds on 3, Awakener will hit your 2-drop, and Scargrounds will buff it, and then you're ready for a Vlad play, and you're ready to develop your board. You can just kind of do a bunch of stuff like that, and just he also helps level Vladimir, so you can do like 2-drop on 2, 3-drop on 3, Awakener on 4. That's 2 hits for Vlad immediately without any combat being taken into consideration. Yeah, he can also hit Crimson Disciple like a couple times in the mid-late if you've generated a few of him, or you have a few of him, and just do extra damage to your opponent to find lethal there and like poke them down. So yeah, he's pretty sick actually. Cannot hate a 5/5 body. That's why Yetis are good, right? Speaking of 5/5 body, we got our first champion, Vladimir. So Vlad, whenever he attacks, you put a bunch of your units to the right of him, and he will deal 1 to each of those units in the line, deal that much to the enemy nexus, and also proc Scargrounds a whole bunch. And that's like the fun part, I guess. He's actually pretty sick. Once you get him leveled, he has regeneration too, so you can kind of attack with him fearlessly, and his damage becomes a drain, so you have a little bit of a heal mechanic against super aggro decks if they're ever relevant. But yeah, so you play around him, you get him leveled, and he swings pretty hard. Next we have our other champion, Sejuani. So full disclaimer, this could be Braum, to be honest. I've seen a lot of Vlad Braum, and that's gonna be like the big question people ask, yo, what about Braum here? Why Sedge over him? It's completely optional. So the reason I have Sedge is because she curves. You can play her right after Vladimir, and she takes control of the board immediately with her Frostbite vulnerable effect. You can get her leveled and play her and attack with her like 7-8, and then Vladimir can deal damage, and then you get these leveled up Sedge Frostbite AoE to all the enemies. Like, there's some synergy there. It doesn't come up too much, so that's why I'm saying Braum is completely optional, but I like Sejuani because of the mid to late power. She just kind of like adds a little bit more oomph to the end game package. You can do 3 Vlad, 2 Braum, 1 Sedge. That would also be great. I don't think you ever need 3 Braum. That can brick pretty hard, even though Take Heart's pretty decent. Yeah, so that's another thing to take into consideration is Brahm's Take Heart, really good card. So is Sejuani's Fury of the North. That's why I think it's preference. I would throw it around, mess with the numbers. Again, I played strictly Vladimir Sejuani in Diamond, and I got the win rate that I did over 20 games, so I think it works. It's just up to you how you want to play it. And finally, we have 2 Captain Pharaon to close out against control decks or slower decks. He's super good. Pharaon is one of the best cards in the game for closing out, in my opinion. Just creating 3 decimates, super sick. If you get multiple of him, it gets kind of out of control. By the time that you play him, your opponent is probably around 10 or less HP because of Vladimir attacking, because of Crimson Disciple dealing damage, and because of Overwhelm. It kind of just adds up over time, and then Pharaon helps, you know, slam dunk. Finish the game, easy clap, Pharaon coming in. You summon him, he says, "Enough, I'll end this." It's very true. It's a very good quote for him. So yeah, we got Pharaon in the late game. And that's it for the deck profile. I wanted to provide a good foundation for the deck. I encourage players to mess with the numbers, put in whatever twist you like, change up the champions, like I said, change up the combat trick numbers. It's a little open-ended because this is like pretty original in my opinion. I made this from scratch without looking at any other deck. So yeah, take it from me, do what you want with it. I think there's like a couple different directions you can go, and it does have some room to be successful in the meta, especially if you add like Frostbite stuff. I think Frostbite could be pretty sick here. Anyways, I digress. Here's some live commentary games so you can see how the deck plays out. I'll be giving context to why I'm playing certain cards, and hopefully it gives you a good feel on how to play the deck. Alright, for the first game, it looks like we got They Who Endure. Pretty strong deck as long as Targon isn't meta. It kind of fell out of favor because of Hush. Scorched Earth, Culling. Troll Chant's good, I'll keep one of those. Culling's not too good into Callista, so we'll just keep one Troll Chant for combat. Nice, we got Vlad and Sedge in hand. And something to play on too, along with combat tricks. So we could actually pass 3 and be okay. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to pass mana on 3, just so that we have mana to play these, and then we can do Awakener on 4. Be so funny if he burst passes. Alright. Get that 1 damage in, you got it. Disciple time.
I can't wait.
And if I'm going to save the mana, then that means I open attack. Yep.
My turn.
Just leave me alone!
Mark of the Isles? Oh, Glimpse. Sure. Cheat the combat makes sense. Be very careful. You got a lot of cards in your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Bark Beast. Okay. That is A-okay. We have our turns 4, 5, and 6 coming, which are the powerhouse turns for this deck. And we floated mana, so now we have a lot to work with here.
That egg!
Awakener.
I love a man with style.
Heard it all before.
It's like, hello, here's a 5/5 out of literally nowhere.
Boys, we got visitors.
Okay. I mean, I dare him to attack. Okay. Like, oh, you are attacking. Cool. So we'll block most, Troll Chant, HP. Yeah. Doesn't technically matter what I minus, but let's just do less damage to my 5/5.
Look what you did.
I guess if I did Troll Chant just double on the same guy, my Disciple would live through a Vladimir attack, so it's probably that. Scargrounds, cool. We're gonna develop
You
Vlad
must be
first.
Lord Vladimir.
And you must be supper.
Yeah, that was definitely the play.
Who would dance with me?
Alright, this is a pretty big threat. He's probably gonna block 3/2 here.
Took a wrong turn, didn't you?
Gonna do another glimpse play. Oh no, horror. Okay.
Oh, this hurts.
That's fine.
Let's get those shortcuts.
Sure. So my Vladimir is 1 away. I can instantly proc that with transfusion at any time. But I'm going to do Scargrounds Curator, I think.
We shall not rest until all betrayers pay.
Yep. Unsequel Horror created this. Alright.
Calm mind and open heart greet the night.
Yep, now we can do our
I have the
Curator.
name. I need the reputation.
Such rich blood.
The only reason to attack is if he has Mark of the Isles. I'm not going to int my Vladimir. Alright, so we can do Sejuani here, and we flip 2, so we have Transfusion, which is really good, because now I can level him pre-combat and get the Drain. And another cool thing that's about to happen is a sick interaction and synergy between Vlad and Sedge that people don't really take into consideration. And another reason to maybe play her over Braum is that on attack you can Sedge vulnerable something, and then Vladimir can attack it and be safe for that combat. So I'll do
Where can I find a
Vlad,
full-bodied ray?
3-3, 5-6, bet. So now the question is, do I want to transfusion now, or do I want to save it for after? How important is the drain? I think I'm going to do it now. Do that and that.
Strength through suffering. Behold my glory.
The main reason is I think he's going to block 3-2 to 3-3 anyways. So this is just better. Get my tough in, get my drain. Get a little bit of HP here. And I have another Vlad in hand in case he wants to use Vengeance.
Defiance is our way.
Let's see if he does his Mark of the Owls play now. And of course we grabbed Callista first so that she doesn't see things die and then level. So, good attack order here. Nice. It's gonna be another Crimson unit. Got tough. Scargrounds is now going to get out of control. And I win on next attack. Oh, this is just crazy. Look at all of these 5/5s.
We shall pierce their treasonous hearts.
I don't think I really care about you. I think that's what I'll do. I'll just do double Awakener, right? Endure. Wow, that is kind of scary. Not going to lie. That's a big boy.
Sure, waste my time. Manners maketh, my boy.
I can kill him with Transfusion, though. If I so desire, which I probably should. Do like this,
Prove your worth.
like this,
I'm rich.
like that.
You better bleed.
And then do Transfusion here to give him tough. I'm gonna take a lot of damage. Maybe I don't block here. That way Callista doesn't level.
Bring me chaos.
So we can just do, yeah, we can do this, I guess. Bop, bop.
One suffers, another thrives.
Here, how about that? Okay, so we dealt with Endure, deal with that guy. Take one little extra damage from Spider, which is fine, to prevent Callista level. We can play Disciple.
Let me show you what I can do.
Now he
Love
should
isn't
just
a
die to
toy,
drain
dear.
next turn.
People are.
Yeah, it should be lethal.
Absolutely parched.
So this will drain 3, deal 3. And we have Crimson Disciple dealing another 1, so that's 4 immediately.
You have earned your fate.
And I have ways to like swing this. And even if he lived, like let's say he had a big heal in his hand, like Star Shaping or something, I could deal even more damage to my Disciple using Aristocrats and Awakeners and, you know, a bunch of stuff in order to just deal the 1 damage over and over and over and poke them down. But I'm pretty sure this is just lethal. Unless... Oh, there's Atrocity. Wow, he really was trying to kill me at that Endure then. Alright, so we'll do this and that. Got him.
Is that all?
It's beautiful, isn't it? Bop, bop. Easy clap. That made me deal more damage because Curator survived the Atrocity. Alright, for game 2 we got Scouts. I need a hard mulligan for Scargrounds, because like I said in the deck profile, that is like the whole point of the deck. Calling Strike is also pretty sick. And now we're looking for Scargrounds. Like, to be honest, I think it's the hardest mulligan possible for that. And we got both of our champions as well. So I can kill MF even through Sharp Sight now. Oh, and I have Scorched Earth. That's so big. That's the other thing. Is like if you want to get rid of Plaza, you got it. You want to get rid of MF? You got it. We are like good to go. So I want him to play Plaza this turn, obviously. Be good for my mana. Come on, buddy. MF.
Fortune favors the bold.
Okay, let's force his Sharp Sight now. He can't use Repulsed.
I'll
No
be
Sharp Sight.
damned.
Alright, fair enough. That's also good for my mana. There's been a lot of times where they play, where we pass like this, right? And we're both sitting on 3 and 3, and they play Grand Plaza, and then I do Scorched Earth, and then I play my Scargrounds. It's so funny when you see that happen. Okay, now we have 4 mana 5/5 and a Combat Trick to protect him. Vlad Sedge coming out. And Pharaon. We have our mid-game options. And our late-game win condition. Everything's looking up, looking on the up and up.
The ocean whispers her secrets.
Weak. That is a weak turn 4 comparatively. So next turn we have Vlad plus a Combat Trick. Feels good, man. Hello? Alright, Vlad time.
I've dressed for the occasion in red.
And the attack is safe no matter what because of my Combat Tricks. Even if he has Riposte, not worried.
Nothing gets between me and my mark.
We'll find our enemies wherever they hide.
Quinn's
Let
fine.
it flow.
Yep. It's gonna leave him at 1. No, 2. NA math. 2 HP is nice. It's gonna bait the Valor into attacking him. Want to do Sedge this turn.
I've got your back.
The Winter's Claw knows no fear.
And Demacia knows no failure.
pretty good.
Slow down, will you?
Come on, you big grouch.
Here we go.
Bless his motion.
That seems like a really bad idea. That seems like such a bad idea to attack. We'll do this and that.
Show them our teeth.
And then we'll do Troll Chant, give an ally HP. 3 mana. Let's just make her take less. Because Vladimir's gonna get regen, then make him not die. Because literally, why not?
Valor!
Beamer.
Return me to the sea.
Okay. Huh. That means he has Sharp Sight still.
What's up?
I guess I'm fine with this then. Yeah, he could Sharp Sight it to 6. Then I won't be able to deal with it,
Real
so
tough,
we'll do that.
aren't you?
Just thin the board as much as we can. Is A-okay? And then we will do this, that, and should I do transfusion first? That'll level the Vlad, give me the drain. I don't think the drain's too relevant. So let's just be sneaky about it. Let's hold the transfusion. Huh? Oh, that's not right. Alright. He thought maybe that would kill Vlad.
My glory.
But Vlad gets the HP from leveling up. Now I just have this guy's number. Like Pharaon just kills him outright. I have 8 mana. Can do Bjerg into double transfusion.
Eyes blazing bright as torches.
Soldiers, to me!
I'm assuming he's going to Relentless Pursuit.
How
Never mind.
marvelous.
And we got the Vlad HP back. We got Pharaons both on deck. It's just kind of over. Scouts don't have a way to heal. Extra Quinn. Sure.
Enough. I'll end this.
Pharaon time. That should be an instant FF. Because he knows he can't beat me.
Valor, to me!
I don't care how many Valors you have.
Show them what we're made of!
Sure. Yeah, he's thinking.
Face me, coward.
Alright.
No!
Now what? Because if Quinn attacks, Valor will auto grab my 8/8. She's going to be 6 HP because double Cythria buffs.
Still heart, steady aim. No one escapes my aim.
I definitely appreciate the effort.
Fly swiftly, kill swiftly.
It's not a bad play.
They're coming. Hide.
I can just take and then double decimate. If I play transfusion, I'll be at 1, 9. I can still do this then.
Leave no
So-
survivors.
Do transfusion here.
Strength through suffering.
Don't really care about my Vlad. Let's just full trade. Because I could also make Vlad live. It literally just doesn't matter. We're gonna end the game with double decimate.
Ye started without me.
Cool jagged butcher, bro. Decimate. Even if he does first action relentless pursuit, it passes back, so I get to decimate again. Yep. Got him. Alright, and for our third game, looks like we got TFGP. Spicy combination, rocking P and Z, so it probably plays around leveling TF pretty fast. Do that. Keep one disciple, don't need both. Culling Strike is super good for the TF, so I'm gonna hold on to that for sure.
I'll shoot the wings off a bilge wasp.
Interesting, it's also playing Crackshot Corsair, so it's playing around leveling GP. So is it gonna be an aggro deck then? I'm actually not too sure.
What I can do.
Round 3, Curator. I'd rather do Disciple, I think.
I'll try anyone.
And I have Transfusion mana this turn. So I can start getting some spicy damage off. Nab's only got Nab 1. That's not too good for him.
I love a taste of the action.
Okay. Here comes TF Blue, maybe?
Yeah,
Grifter.
you don't want to cross me.
Alright. I'll play Scargrounds then. Now we are in a really good spot. Like, obscenely
See
good.
what you can do. Is that all?
This attack was weird, bro. Even Mystic Shot put me in tough range.
Get yours.
Okay, he just got destroyed by that. Here comes Vladimir on attack 5 now as well.
You must be Lord Vladimir.
If he plays GP on defense, I can just grab Barrel and protect Vlad.
I'm always
TF
up for
gold,
a round or
yeah.
two. All that glitters.
Yeah, let's go TF
Hunter,
gold.
I love
Gold
a taste
and
of
red
the
are both
action.
good for me. Thanks, TF. You're at 8 HP, buddy. If I draw Awaken, I'm just gonna deal a burst damage with my Disciple.
Funny the hand life deals you, don't you think?
'Tis a sharp tongue you've got there, river snake.
7 mana. Can I do all of these? 5, 7. Yeah, I can. I'm also baiting a pass. Good. Alright, so let us do this.
Advin, come here, handsome.
Hello, dear. What have you got us into now?
Warning shot. That's fine.
My selection speaks for itself.
This.
Have the name. I need the reputation.
And Vlad's just gonna straight up kill him.
Rich blood.
He's dead. He's so dead, man.
Came a long way for a bullet.
Tread carefully.
Fire beware.
You're bluffing.
It's just too funny. So we do transfusion here and here,
One suffers, another thrives.
and we do troll chant. Give this one HP, lower his attack. Boom. Because Disciple will go off 2 more times. Because they both live that combat. Burst damage, dude. I love Disciple poking them down. That's so cool. He let me get away with so much that game though. And that's it for this one. Sub out the Sedges, try Braum. Let me know how it goes in the comments below. Please like and subscribe if you thought this video was informative or entertaining. It really helps me out since I'm still trying to grow. I'll be releasing more deck profiles, guides, and gameplay highlights in the near future. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Laters.